name is Hanna Suddath. My hometown is Richmond Hill. My home parish is St. Anne Catholic Church. But right now, I'm a full-time student at Ave Maria University, and I attend the parish in the town there. I started leading worship at my home parish at St. Anne's. When I was really little, I joined the adult choir. I don't know how that happened, but it was pretty cool. They let me sing because they noticed that I was singing during Mass, and I think that was initially when I first experienced the joy of just praising the Lord. And that turned into, over the years, getting involved with choirs in the area. And then in high school, my parish temporarily had Life Teen, and that's where I first learned about what praise and worship was. And from there, it honestly just continued. This has been like a huge journey of growth. I served as a missionary for a couple of years, and I think that was a time that I really experienced a Catholic formation surrounding worship and the beauty of offering that as a gift, as a sacrifice of praise during the Mass. I would say to someone who has never been to Eucharistic Revival or Adoration to just come and see. I think the Lord can do a lot with a little yes, even in the midst of stepping into something maybe unknown or unfamiliar, can do so much. So I think the Lord values and delights in our openness when we come to Him. But also, if you have questions, I would encourage you to talk with your priest and sit down with him and ask him, what is adoration? Why is this so integral in our Catholic faith? But especially with the Eucharistic Revival, I know that the Catechism says that the Eucharist is the source and the summit of our Christian faith. And so I think that's so important to be able to just come and see. And we've received that invitation from the Church right now in particular to step into the mystery and the beauty of that. So don't be afraid, and don't be afraid to take that first step. Something that I have learned in my faith this year has been that we are called to make a return of love to Christ. Obviously, primarily as Catholics, we do that so beautifully through the Mass, and that's a time where we come together as a church, as a people of God, to praise the Lord and to receive Him in the Eucharist, which is such a gift. But that's not just meant to stay in the Mass. We're called to evangelize. We're called to share the good news of what we received. And particularly what lets us stand out as Catholic is that we get to receive the Eucharist. Like Christ Himself has made Himself available to us. And so even those little small daily acts, like starting in your home or being able to encounter someone at your work, maybe not so clearly through hey, do you believe in the Eucharist? Unless you are called to do that. But it can even be just the way that you express your joy, the way that you carry yourself. And that in itself will make an impact and will draw people into asking, where does she get that joy from?